Hi guys, and welcome to Zozo Cooks Keto. Today I'm going to show you how to make a keto version of that Asian favorite beef and broccoli. Let's get cooking. For this recipe, I used 1.5 pounds of chuck roast. You can use whatever cut of meat you like. I do not recommend pre-cut stir-fry beef, as it is often sliced too thickly, causing it to be tough. Next, you'll need 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. This is important. It has to be low sodium or the final dish will be far too salty. 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil for fat and flavor, 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, half a teaspoon of baking soda. Now this ingredient is why we want to use low sodium soy sauce. Baking soda is salty, but essential as it is a natural meat tenderizer. 1 teaspoon of sweetener. I'm using a single Splenda packet for this because it's what I prefer, but feel free to substitute it with whatever you like. Please note, we're not adding sweetener to make the dish sweet. We're adding it to help balance out the strong and tangy flavors of the vinegar and soy sauce. And finally, some pepper. All right, let's get started. To prepare our meat, we must first find the direction of the grain, as we'll be cutting across it. Take a large knife and slice away strips of meat as thin as you can going across the grain. We're cutting these strips nice and thin because it makes the beef more tender once cooked and allows the marinade to fully penetrate the meat. Despite how thin these strips are, they will contract during cooking, producing a thicker cut. While slicing the beef, make sure to cut away any excess fat, gristle, or silver skin. If you don't, the meat will become tough when cooked. There, that's much better. Continue to slice and trim the rest of the meat. Time to marinate. Pop your sliced meat into a large Ziploc bag. To our soy sauce, add the toasted sesame oil, the rice wine vinegar, the baking soda, pepper, and 1 packet of Splenda. Mix well until combined and foamy. Now pour the marinade into the bag, partially close it, push out any excess air, then seal the bag. Massage the marinade into the meat, making sure it's well coated, and then refrigerate. While our meat marinates, let's prep the second half of this dish. Take a small head of broccoli and break it down into bite-sized florets. We're going to use 10 ounces. For our stir-fry sauce, you'll need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2/3 cup of beef broth, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and 1 packet of Splenda. Combine the ingredients and mix well. For this sauce, I'm using cornstarch as a thickener as opposed to xanthan gum because I prefer the texture, and I don't mind the 1.5 extra carbs a serving, but feel free to either omit it or exchange it for xanthan gum. If you are using xanthan gum, only use a light sprinkle. Let's get cooking. I'm going to cook this dish in a basic wok with non-stick coating from my local grocery store. The other thing we'll need is a wooden spoon. As we sear the meat, it's going to want to stick to the wok, so we need a spoon that can scrape the meat free without damaging or removing the non-stick coating. Place the wok on a high heat for about 1 minute or until it's smoking hot. Once ready, add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil. Very carefully swirl the hot oil around the sides of the wok and then add the broccoli. Saute the broccoli for about 4 minutes while constantly moving it around. If you don't, it will burn quickly, and we're just trying to give it a light toast. Once cooked, set aside. In a clean wok, put it back on a high heat for about 1 minute or until it's smoking hot. Add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil. Once again, carefully swirl the oil around, and then add the marinated beef. Quickly scrape the meat free from the wok with a wooden spoon, searing the meat for about 4 minutes, or until it's just cooked through. It's important that the wok is smoking hot when we do this, because if it's not, the juices from the beef will pour out and you'll end up boiling it instead of searing it. This will make it very tough, and nobody wants that. Add the broccoli back in, along with the sauce. Continue to toss the beef and the broccoli until the sauce thickens. This should take about 1 to 2 minutes. I like to serve this dish with some garlic butter cabbage. For a quarter serving, the macros are 26 grams of fat, 2 grams of fiber, 8.4 grams of total carbs, and 38 grams of protein. If you liked this video and would like to see others, click the subscribe button, the like button, and ring that bell for future notifications. Thanks for watching. Dang it, I forgot the garlic.